Hello. It was suggested by a few people for me to make this video, so let's do it. For Christmas 2021 last year, I finally got myself a capture card. Here's a good look at it. Do you want to know what this is? This is the Elgato HD60 Plus capture card. I got this to record gameplay videos in high quality. Ignore the sticky tape marking right there. And here's a good look at it. Here's a better look at this part right here. In case you are wondering how much I paid for my Elgato HD60 Plus, well, the average going price for it is around $300. Yeah, I know that they can be kind of expensive. However, I was fortunate enough to get my Elgato on a Black Friday 2021 sale and save a bit of money on it. The price I ended up paying for my Elgato HD60 Plus was $275 instead of the $300 regular price. And funny story, in fact, I was not even planning to get this Elgato HD60 Plus at all, but the Black Friday sale was too good to pass up on. So I got it for the Black Friday sale in 2021 and opened it on Christmas Day of the same year. Now I know what some of you are wondering. Oh, how come I didn't buy a capture card back in the early days of my YouTube channel? Well, actually I have several reasons for that. But the two main reasons are that, first off, this YouTube channel was created in 2009, whereas the first version of the Elgato capture card didn't exist until 2010. The second main reason I didn't buy a capture card back in the early years of my YouTube channel was because back in those years, I didn't own any television video game systems. Back then, in like 2010, 2011, I was mainly playing stuff like the PC, the Nintendo DS, and the 3DS, and Mac. You know, the gaming systems that you do not need to hook up to a TV to work. It would not be until the year 2012 that I got my first ever TV video game system, which was the Wii, along with some games for it. And into the following year, 2013, I got a couple more video game systems, either brand new sealed or used. which are the Nintendo Wii U, as you can see right here. Along with the PlayStation 3. And the PlayStation 2 Slim. And don't worry, I do have the memory cards for it, just so then I can actually save my game progress. So yeah, those are my two main reasons for not buying a capture card back then. Again, I have a lot of early regrets with the early years on my YouTube channel, but oh well. There's a lot of good equipment that I was missing in the early years of my YouTube channel. I'm actually a little bit happy that I did not make gameplay videos back in the early years of my YouTube channel, because back then I was actually kind of bad at video games. Sometimes I would struggle on very simple things in the game, or some of them would be like 2 hours of failed attempts. I am a lot better at video games now as an adult than I was as a child back then. I know I have been kind of quiet on videos for the past couple of months, but in case you were wondering, yeah, that's what I have been doing for the past couple months. Since December was trying to get this capture card, Elgato stuff all set up, and trying to figure out how it works. And don't worry, I actually watched some of the online Elgato tutorial videos on YouTube, because there are some really helpful videos online about how to set up the Elgato and how to use the settings in it, like adjusting the sound and all that. So I watched some of those just so that I can get used to using this whenever I want to record gameplay. And before you ask, yes, I was inspired by some of the other YouTube channels that do gameplay videos. And I've definitely watched a lot of gameplay videos on YouTube before. I'm not going to name any channels or users specifically, but yeah. I've watched other YouTube channels that claim to use an Elgato HD game capture or similar devices for recording gameplay footage, and now I'm using a capture card for that reason. Again, I've seen plenty of YouTubers doing it in the past, but now I get to live my dream of being a YouTuber recording gameplay videos in high quality with a capture card. Yes, I do believe in video game preservation. Thank you very much. YouTube is a decent place to be doing that. I get it should not have taken me 12 years to get a capture card, and I do have regrets on not getting one earlier. But hey, at least I finally have one now, and I definitely plan on using it for video purposes. Since 2010, there's been other versions of the Elgato capture card, but the one I'm using, the Elgato HD60S Plus, this is the most current version of the Elgato branded capture cards on the market as I'm filming this. Here is the box that it came in. Put in the light to get a better view. And yes, it does say 4K down there. Just so you know, this is the most current version. I'm not going to be going super in depth on this box because there's already a couple unboxing videos of this capture card on YouTube. There's actually a really good one I watched recently, and if I remember, I'm going to be linking it in the description of this video. Yeah, feel free to pause and read the stuff on the box if you want. Authentic gameplay. Yeah, that's a reason I bought it. It says this capture card is perfect for the PS4 Pro, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. The only one of these I own currently is the Nintendo Switch. And you can use this capture card to either upload videos or live stream onto these platforms. If you can recognize what these icons are. I know this one is obviously YouTube. Again, I'm not going to say what the other ones are. Here's a good look at the box. Again, it was a bit of a money investment, but it was totally worth it, in my opinion. Here is the stuff that came inside of the box for the capture card. And like I said earlier, there's already some pretty good YouTube unboxing videos for this, which is why I didn't do one. Again, here's the sticker of the Elgato logo, which I don't know if I'll ever use. Oops. I'm holding it upside down. The Elgato instructions thing. Hard to do this one hand. Oh yeah, you have to go to this link to download the capture software if you have one, of course, like I do. Again, more instructions right there. And again, normally this is where the Elgato would be in the wires and such, but I currently have it hooked up, and I would rather just leave it like this for now. Again, I have a lot of stuff to record, so right now at least it's staying hooked into the TV. I know that years ago I would occasionally get a comment asking stuff like, oh, why don't you use a capture card, or oh, use a capture card to record in better quality. Well, again, I have one now. Are you happy? And again, I did buy a capture card for various reasons, like trying to get footage of specific games or to make the games look better quality. And the YouTube comments had very little to do with me getting this capture card. And of course, that's before most of my comment sections became disabled. And no, I'm not turning them back on. Stop asking for that, okay? I know my YouTube channel has kind of shifted tones over the years, over what type of videos I want to make. But for the time being, this is the type of videos I want to be making, are the gameplay videos, and recorded with the capture card. I do have a lot of stuff planned that I want to use this capture card with, and the games that I want to play or games that I have not beaten yet. Now, how am I going to go about with recording these video game systems? Well, this is what it looks like when I'm trying to record the Wii U in progress. And yeah, sorry for a bit of the mess right here. I wasn't expecting to be putting this footage on YouTube, because this was meant to be just a quick recording of how I have it set up when I want to record the Wii U. Yeah, that's why at the time of this filming there's still the Christmas tree and a bit of a mess on the floor, like cat toys, and also my bare feet reveal. But yeah, this is how it connects into the computer. Unfortunately, most of these older gaming systems do not have HDMI. So to record those, I got myself the RCA to HDMI converter. Although I'm not going to go too in depth on this, because I already made a whole separate video unboxing it on the channel. And this is what it looks like when I'm attempting to record it in progress. Having it all hooked up right here in the Elgato settings. Only need to press a few buttons and I'm ready to record. It looks much better quality when I record it with the Elgato instead of filming it like this with the camera. In case you are wondering, yes, the Elgato HD60S Plus does have 4K support. However, the TV that I'm going to be using it on is not a 4K TV. In fact, I do not have any 4K TVs in my house currently. Again, the TV I'm using is an HD Sony TV, which I've had this TV since like 2011, so probably kind of obsolete these days, but I don't plan on upgrading to 4K anytime soon unless it breaks. Another reason is because currently most video game systems are not in 4K. Most video game systems were released long before the days of 4K. I think the newest video game systems are in 4K technically. I know the PlayStation 5 is in 4K. And I think the Xbox Series X and Series S also has 4K. But I'm not getting those newer video game systems for various reasons. But yes, this is currently the TV that I'll be using when I record gameplay videos for a system that hooks up to the TV. I also recently got an extra power strip nearby so I can plug in a laptop when I'm with the charger when I'm recording with the Elgato HD60S Plus. This is useful for also plugging in the Wii U. But yeah, there's a behind the scenes on how my recording setup is with this capture card currently. Now keep in mind that I'm usually only going to be focusing on recording one or two systems at a time. So that's why for now I'm mainly only recording the Wii stuff. And I've done Wii U stuff before. But for now it's going to just be the Wii and the stuff I want to record on that. Again, maybe at some point I'll get around to recording stuff on like the PlayStation 2 or like the PlayStation 3, but I'm going to use this setup for now to record what's hooked up. I don't feel like taking this downstairs to record the PlayStation systems yet. I might as well get this stuff out of the way right now too. I'm not going to be recording any of the Nintendo Switch stuff at the moment. Again, I do have a Nintendo Switch, but none of it's plugged in or hooked up currently. And I know with the Nintendo Switch, it doesn't need to be hooked into the TV to play. But for recording purposes, I probably would have to hook it up to the TV or something, just to record gameplay off of this system. Which I got my Nintendo Switch for Christmas 2019. And I should note that even if I play the Nintendo Switch without hooking it up to the TV, this thing is still battery powered and you still have to plug it in when it runs out of power. Because, oh yes, the major drawback to modern gaming is having to plug in or charge all these controllers. Because a lot of these modern video game systems have wireless controllers now. But unfortunately, you still pay the price of having to charge all these controllers compared to the old days when they were wired into the system. And yes, I do have the modern SpongeBob video games on Nintendo Switch, which I might do gameplay videos for some of these games in the future, but we'll see. Like the Nickelodeon Kart Racers game. SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. Which, again, I already did a whole video about this case. Nickelodeon Kart Racers 2 Grand Prix. And yes, I am aware of the newest SpongeBob / Nickelodeon crossover game that they did, which is Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. And at the time of this recording, apparently they're doing like DLC for this game still, which we'll see how that turns out. And I might do some of that DLC if I ever get around to recording this game. But you never know. You know, I need to kind of relax while I'm doing this video. So while I'm recording this, I'm gonna let loose and just show my feet in there. I mean, I already showed the feet earlier, so I don't mind doing a foot reveal. And this is my video. I can do what I want. And also, I hate wearing socks. So I'm usually barefoot at home. And I just gave away way too much information right there. But anyways, yeah, I'm going to be setting up some ground rules with this Elgato HD60 plus capture card, okay? Rule 1. I am not going to be playing any of these video games on an emulator. I am going to be playing these games on the original hardware like they were originally intended. And I do this for various reasons. Again, I know what an emulator is, and I technically have used an emulator before for playing like NES games, the Nintendo Entertainment System from way back in the day, but I'm not going to be doing that for video purposes. And the games I want to record on this channel, I do own the physical copies of. And I can record those older systems now with this capture card and the RCA adapter. I know there are benefits to playing on an emulator, but again, with how much money all of this stuff costed, including the systems, I'm going to just be playing on the original hardware. Again, I usually don't play games on emulators. I usually play them on the original hardware. And that's kind of the point of having these capture card and the RCA, the HDMI adapter, is to play it on the original console like it was intended to be played. But yeah. Wuo 2. There will not be any live commentary as I am recording these gameplay videos for various reasons. Again, the two main ones are that A, I do not have a microphone currently, or not an authentic one at least. I have a couple like toy microphones, but not any authentic ones that people use for recording stuff. And B is that my space is limited for recording gameplay videos and such, which is another reason I'm not going to be doing live commentary. I do not have a room where I can just record stuff in alone. Basically, I'm saying I don't have a whole room just dedicated to recording because my space does not allow for that. I know that I have technically done commentary on that SpongeBob the Atlantis Scriptantis DS glitches video I did, but that was a rare exception. And I was filming that video with the camera and not any kind of capture device. But more on the Nintendo DS stuff later. If you're not into gaming commentary videos, don't worry. My gameplay videos are not going to be like that most of the time. Wuo 3. I'm not going to go back and play games that I already played off screen for various reasons, such as the amount of time that I have left to live and do things. Also because there's other games I want to play. Like, I'll give you some examples right here. And again, this is what I meant by actually owning the games physically that I play. Again, these I might do videos on sometime. Like SpongeBob SquarePants Revenge of the Flying Dutchman. I played a bit of this, but I never actually beaten it though. So this one I might do a video of beating that. And yeah, I know the PlayStation 2 version of this game is kind of infamous for its loading times. Again, here's another prime example. SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom, which I realized I accidentally made 2 videos on my channel talking about how much I love this game. So yeah, sorry about that. But this one I actually have completed all the way, and I don't plan on going back to it other than to record some of the stuff in the extras in the menu maybe. Oh, and finally the SpongeBob SquarePants movie game. Again, another example of This is a game that I played a little bit of, but I've never beaten this one though. And if I get used to it, I might actually play it and beat the game on and record it. Me beating this version of the game, or a walkthrough, or something. Again, I'm still not very certain on what I'm going to do with that. Oh, and by the way, I almost forgot to mention Battle for Bikini Bottom. And if I really wanted to go back and play that game, I can do it with the remake version anyway. Which again, this could be another walkthrough later down the line. Possibly, because I actually haven't played the remake version of the game. Even though if you're already familiar with the original game like I am, then you already know how the missions work and all that. Again, these might get videos, but I'm not sure at the moment. Again, I want to use this capture card to record stuff that I actually haven't beaten yet. Or just little stuff inside of the video games. Rule 4. I do not own a Nintendo DS capture card, and I do not own a Nintendo 3DS capture card. And by the way, this Elgato HD60 Plus right here, this does not work or hook up to a Nintendo DS or 3DS. Want me to prove it? Okay, here is my Elgato HD60 Plus capture card completely unhooked up. Let's try seeing what happens when I try to hook it up into the Nintendo DS Lite that I have. It's hard to do this one-handed. So oh, I don't think it's working. Let's get rid of the Game Boy Advance port. Yeah, this not hooking up. There's no way to put this, no input for this on the DS. And it's kind of obvious why, because it's not a TV system. It's a handheld system. Let's compare. The capture box is almost as big as the DS Lite. Just a little bit smaller. Oh, and this end you're supposed to hook up to the computer. And again, nope. No way of doing it. It's not. If it didn't hook up with this side, it definitely wouldn't hook up with this side either. to the DS Lite. So yeah, trying to wait, hold that thought. Well, now let's try hooking up the Elgato HD60S Plus capture card to a Nintendo 3DS. Which, this is going to probably be a similar story to the Nintendo DS situation. Yep. Same deal with the DS. There's no plug-in or to hook this into a Nintendo 3DS, like, at all. You can search all day on the system, but you're not going to find anything. Why am I doing this? So yeah, as you can see, this Elgato HD60S Plus capture card does not hook up to a Nintendo DS or 3DS. And yeah, I am aware that there does exist specially designed capture cards for the Nintendo DS and 3DS systems, but I'm not going to buy them. I am not getting a capture card for the Nintendo DS or 3DS for various reasons. But the two main reasons are, one, the capture cards for those specific systems are like so specific on the stuff that you need for them to work. And two, the capture cards for both systems are very rare and expensive. For example, some of the few copies of the Nintendo 3DS capture card sell on eBay for around $1,000. No, I do not have the technical knowledge or know-how on how to build a Nintendo DS capture card or 3DS capture card. Honestly, it's not worth it for me to do that. Yes, I know that, again, there are ways to play Nintendo DS games and Nintendo 3DS games on emulators, but I'm not going to be doing that for the reasons I explained earlier. And not to mention that playing on an emulator loses the nostalgia of buying the physical games and playing them on the original hardware. Because even with the 3DS, I do have the physical games and physical copies for it. The Nintendo DS and Nintendo 3DS systems are both discontinued and long out of production. I do not plan on rambling too much more about the Nintendo DS or Nintendo 3DS stuff in this video, because I actually plan on going more into the Nintendo DS or 3DS stuff in some separate videos that I might do later down the line, such as if I do a SpongeBob DS games collection video, and I have a couple 3DS videos planned as well. So yeah, whenever I do Nintendo DS gameplay videos, I'm gonna be filming it with a camera like this. I will still make sure to at least have some light on in the background and make sure that both of the DS screens are visible. At least here you can see both of the DS screens, even though it's not in the best of quality, but this is what I have to work with. Same deal with me trying to film Nintendo 3DS videos. Again, only doing it with the camera. And don't worry, I'll make sure both screens are visible for the Nintendo 3DS as well. Rule 5. I am not going to be going back and redoing any of the videos that I recorded of the TV without the capture card. Basically kind of the same reasoning as rule number 3. There's a couple video game videos that I made in the past where I just filmed the TV with a camera. Again, I'm not remaking those. This capture card I'm strictly going to use for stuff that I haven't recorded yet. The only one that I'm redoing is the SpongeBob Atlantis Scripantis glitch video from 2014. Because I actually have a new one I did of that. And don't worry, I'm not deleting the old video. Rule 6. There will not be any face cam in these gameplay videos of mine, for basically the same reasoning as Rule 2. I do not have the kind of setup that allows for a face cam, and I also do not have a green screen either. Rule 7, which is also similar to Rule 2, is that for the time being, I'm not going to be doing any YouTube live streams of video games. YouTube live streaming has been around since 2013. I know what it is. There's someone doing it on YouTube daily, but just personally, I'm not doing YouTube gaming live streams for now because I don't have that kind of time. Rule 8. I guess we could talk about the titles of the videos. I'm going to make it clear and to the point. The title of the videos will have the name of the game, the system that I'm playing it on, and what the video is about, such as if it's gameplay or a glitch, long play, or high score, you know, just that kind of stuff. Fun fact, in the early days of my YouTube channel, I actually didn't put the name of the system that I'm playing the game on when I made the videos. I started doing that more recently, because I watched another YouTube channel that was doing that, and I chose to put the system of the game in the video title. I even went back and edited the titles of those older gameplay videos to include the system name. I do that for various reasons, such as to make things more clear for when I'm trying to look for a specific version of the game. And also there's some instances in which I own 2 copies of the same game on 2 different systems, so it helps to add the title of the system I'm playing it on if I do gameplay videos for both. By the way, I've beaten this game on both of these copies for SpongeBob SquarePants Plankton's Robotic Revenge. That is it for the ground rules. I just needed to set up those ground rules to talk about the way that I'm going to be going about with recording the gameplay videos with my Elgato HD60 S Plus capture card, and specifically talked about the stuff that I will be doing with it and what I won't be doing with it for videos. So yeah, I have some high quality video game gameplay videos that are going to be uploaded on this channel. Again, if you subscribed for that stuff, cool. Maybe you can watch some of them, or don't. I don't really care what you do with your time, just as long as it's not harmful. I know some of my gameplay videos in the past got popular. I don't care how many views these new gameplay videos of mine get. I'm just happy that I have a way to record them in the highest quality possible while still playing on the original system hardware. Obviously, I don't expect viewers to sit through every gameplay video that I do, especially since some of them are quite long actually, but feel free to watch what you want. I technically already showed this game in a test video I did with the capture card. The first game that I recorded with this capture card that I'm going to upload on this channel is the Wii version of SpongeBob's Atlantis SquarePants, the video game. I am not going to give away too much. You'll just have to see when I upload the videos and what the titles of those videos will be. But just so you know, I have over 20 recordings of this game that I am going to be uploading on my YouTube channel. And I actually did 100% complete this game, which I will also be showing off in a video. It took me a long time to fully 100% complete this game, but I finally did, and I am quite happy that I did. Oh yeah, I forgot to show this part earlier. Again, it is indeed the physical copy of the game with the recorded off the disc when I made those gameplay videos. After I'm done recording this video, I get to have the fun of scrubbing through all the gameplay footage I have recorded of SpongeBob the Atlantis SquarePants Wii and uploading them as separate videos and editing out a couple seconds of footage that are unneeded and all that stuff, adjusting the sound. Oh, and like I said before, I also have the Nintendo DS version of SpongeBob the Atlantis SquarePants. And I was using this game earlier in the video when I was talking about recording the DS screen with a camera. I also have some recorded footage of the Wii version of SpongeBob SquarePants, which I plan on uploading as well. At the time of filming this one I'm also really close on the full completion on. I only have a couple things left to do in the game and then I'll have fully beaten it. Here is one more look of what it looks like when the Elgato HD60S Plus is hooked up to the RCA to HDMI converter for when I want to record an older system with it. I don't know how long I'll be keeping this capture card for. Maybe until the company releases another updated version of their capture card in the future, maybe. But I do have a lot of stuff that I want to record with this capture card. So I'm probably going to be keeping it around for a while. Because there is a lot of stuff I have planned. Like I said before. Again, I'll have a ton of videos to upload on my channel with this capture card. Don't worry, I read the reviews and made sure to get a nice high quality capture card and a converter just to make the quality look awesome. So yeah, I really like the recording setup that I have going on here. Sorry to be random again, but hey look, DVDs of children's shows and movies that are not SpongeBob. I have gone on for a whole hour talking about this capture card and what my plans are with it. I have pretty much said everything I wanted to about it at this point. To end off this video, let's have a look at some test footage I recorded of high quality gameplay recorded with this capture card and the RCA to HDMI converter.
Now that Patrick and I have escaped the spooky caves with that mysterious amulet, we've taken it to the Bikini Bottom Museum to see if any of the brainy people there know what it is. But before all that, this is a chance for me to try out my brand new camera by photographing all the cool things in the museum. I need to take pictures of the glowing objects in each area to score points. The better the picture I take, the more points I get. There are also secret things to photograph for bonus points. Ooh, secrety. Also, I can throw stale Krabby Patties around if I need to. They can be used to move tourists out of the way, or to stop the museum guards from yelling at me.